I'm out of here.
I know. I would have to get it on.
So we're good. It's 6:30. Yeah, okay. Welcome to the City of Plymouth City Council adjourned regular meeting for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 6:30 PM. This meeting was adjourned from August 28th, 2025 regular meeting. We'll start with roll call.
Councilmember Bottomley,
Here.
Councilmember Dill,
Here.
Councilmember Hornish,
Here.
Vice Mayor Nunn, absent. Mayor Cranford.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
All right, let's do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Andreas, when do you want me to read this note in? Now? Okay. So I'm just gonna read in a note, for public information. On July 30th, 2025, the city council met in closed session and unanimously authorized the mayor to sign a settlement and release with the former city manager, Margaret Roberts. Under the terms of this release, the city agreed to pay the former city manager $98,000 in exchange for a release of any and all claims against the city. Furthermore, the release specified the date of her resignation from the position of city manager. The reason this release was not reported out after the July 30th meeting was the agreement was not final as of that evening due to a statutory rescission right given to the releasing party that required a number of days to pass before it would be operable and finally in effect. The signed agreement is available upon request. Okay, we'll move to item 2, approval of city council adjourn regular meeting agenda. Do I have anyone who wants to motion for that?
I'll motion to approve the regular meeting agenda as yes, the regular from last week.
Does that work? Do we
The
want
adjourned regular agenda, the one that we have for tonight, correct?
to get a second?
Second.
Councilmember Bottomley,
Aye.
Councilmember Dill,
Aye.
Councilmember Hornish,
Aye.
Mayor Cranford.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, at this time, we will open up the floor for public comment on any item that is not on the agenda. We ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes, please. And I'll open the floor now. I don't have any written in comments for open public comment, do I? No. Okay. Come on up, RJ.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for making that public tonight because I know many people have asked for it and it hadn't been made public. I do want to say I'm really appalled and frustrated that she got that much money out of our city when she didn't do her job. And there was just cause. It's just sad. And for it to be said that it was a retirement. You know, I retired and I sure didn't get $98,000 when I retired. It's almost a full year's worth of salary from her. And I think it wasn't very transparent that you gave a big celebration for her at city council and acknowledged her in that. So obviously you guys needed her to go because you paid her off. So it's just coming from a citizen, I'm really appalled with our financial situation and how she led us to get to part of that financial situation that you paid her so much money off. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, with that, we'll close public comment. We have no presentations or proclamations. Consent calendar items. Can I get anyone? Oh, public comment on consent calendar items? Does anyone want to give public comment on that? Nope, we'll go ahead and close public comment. Miss Vicky, did we have anyone write in? Okay. All right, so with that said, unless council has anything, can I get a motion on the consent calendar items?
I motion to approve the consent calendar items.
I'll second it.
Councilmember Bottomley,
Aye.
Councilmember Dill,
Aye.
Councilmember Hornish,
Aye.
Mayor Cranford.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
We have no public hearings listed. We'll move on to the regular agenda items. Agenda item 7.1, do we have a staff report on that?
Yes, so this item is the employment contract for our interim city manager. It's a very basic employment contract. There's really just the basic duties, when he's expected to be here, the salary is compensation. It outlines that he's entitled to the bare minimum of legally required benefits during this interim period, which is possible because he's a temporary employee under state law for purposes of figuring out what he's entitled to. The salary is $100,000. Are there any, if there's questions, happy to answer them. Otherwise, the contract is in the packet. And yeah, here for questions.
Okay. With that, I have one written in public comment, and we can go ahead and go to public comment on the floor. Is there anybody want to make public comment on this agenda item? Okay, we'll go ahead and close public comment for 7.1 and we'll. Oh, that's okay. Go ahead. Come on up. It's all right.
Rosemary Marino Moody, Plymouth. So one thing I noticed, it says $100,000 on there, but you guys approved $50 an hour. And normally in a work year, there's 2,080 hours, which comes to $104,000. So there is a little discrepancy on the math there. So just putting it out there so that later on, you know, you guys know that. The other thing is, I want to know if, I see there's no end date or no contract period on this, so when are we floating the permanent city manager position out? Is there anything on that? Because I know it's going to take a couple months to really advertise it permanently and all, so I'm wondering how soon that is going to be posted also. Because there's no reference in the contract to the period. It's just a reference in November to review his evaluation.
Okay, we actually have a response for you, but thank you for your comment. Go ahead, Andreas, if you want to cover that.
Sure. So the contract has a termination clause in it that it can be terminated at any time. There's no kind of long notice period that as we may have seen in prior contracts. So that's why we didn't include a specific term for this agreement. It's basically until no longer needed. As far as when we would put out a permanent position, we're going to bring back options to the council in September at one of the meetings.
Yep. And then as far as the 100,000, we can address that also. Do you want to address it?
Sure, that's a number we've come up with in negotiating with the interim city manager. It's
Yep.
roughly equivalent to 50 weeks of work, so taking into account some vacation time as well.
Unpaid.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, any other public comment on this item? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and close public comment at this time, and we'll go ahead and have conversation here among council. Wendy, do you have anything you want to share or add?
Nothing to add. Just glad we got this taken care of.
Holger?
Cameron, did you have any questions? That is my question.
I do not.
Everything's clear to you? Good to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
Miss Debbie?
Nothing to add, thank you.
And I have nothing to add. I want to thank Cameron for being willing to take this position. it was offered originally hourly and he chose to do salary because he knows he's probably going to be putting in more than 40 hours a week. He has already done so. So I just want to thank you for doing that for our city. And in our last meeting, I did not welcome Cameron. I welcomed the new city council members, so I want to make sure to do that tonight as well. Welcome to being part of City of Plymouth. Godspeed. So with that, we can take a vote. Yeah, I need a motion.
Motion to approve the employment agreement with the interim city manager, Cameron Bigby.
I second.
Councilmember Bottomley,
Aye.
Councilmember Dill,
Aye.
Councilmember Hornish,
Aye.
Mayor Cranford.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, we're gonna move to 7.2, discussion on possible action to approve city council policy regarding public comment at meetings. Good defer to staff for comments first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so at the last meeting, we discussed bringing back Zoom and having kind of a more structured approach to public comment for not only Zoom participants, but also in-person participants. We provided the council with a draft policy at that meeting, and based on some suggested edits, requested edits to that policy, we've made those in the version that you see attached to the packet. It's there for your review and consideration if you'd like to approve it, to apply to all council member comments going forward, not just Zoom once we get that going again from a technology perspective. Again, here for questions if there are any on the policy.
Thank you. We can move to public comment regarding this item. I don't see anything that's been sent in. Ms. Vicky, am I missing anything? If anyone has public comment regarding agenda item 7.2, now's the time.
Thank you. Hey, Rosemary Marino Moody, Plymouth. I read through the public comment policy. So I'm asking now, are you requiring people to submit a written or can they come up during public comment like they have been allowed in the past? Because it says in there that they have to submit. So my only thing with the submitting is it's hard for people to get up and speak. And sometimes when someone gets up and starts speaking, then it draws other questions from people that are sitting back there that say, well, wait a minute, I have a question now. They might not have formally put in the notice. But also the other thing is you've got to take that notice and walk all the way up to the front and give it to Vicky. And, you know, that's a little bit much for some people. And it also, because you can do it up until that agenda item on, you could disrupt the meeting by walking up there and handing it off. So those are my concerns with that. So I just was curious if they're going to make it formal, where it has to be written or not.
Can I address that or would you like to?
The way the policy is written, it would require a written comment card.
So with policy, my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Andreas, is policy is not ordinance. Policy has room for wiggle room, essentially.
Yes, essentially it does. Now, another way to approach this would be that if somebody wants to make a comment because they've been inspired to speak based on another comment, is to have them after the fact fill out the speaker card. The main purpose of the cards is to just provide some order to the process and ultimately make it easier for when the minutes are prepared for Vicky to have a record of these are the people who spoke on this item. I'm sure to have listed everybody because I have all the cards in front of me.
Yeah.
So one way to address that piece of it at least would be to take after the fact speaker cards for an item.
Okay. I want to just ask really quick if there's any other public comment before we move, because I have other comments, but I'm going to wait to add those. Not right now, no. If you want to come up and give public comment, you can. Now's your chance. Where's your cane?
It's been a 10, 12-hour day. I don't know. But the school looks great. We're painting it up really nice. It's all over me too. Mike Spinetta, Hawksview, and wherever else I am. I think it's, I agree with Rosemary. You get inspired to think while you're here in the moment too, just like you guys do. And, I like speaking in the moment like I'm doing right now, honestly. And, so I think that's about it.
Okay, thanks. Robert?
Robert Moody. Has it been discussed whether or not in your policy to have the comments, public comments after the
We
thing?
didn't, we didn't
Instead
discuss
of
that last
before?
week.
'Cause
Yeah.
what's happening is everybody's doing a public comment, then a lot comes to light during the conversation and we can't speak.
Right. Thank you. Okay, with that, I'll close public comment since that's the entirety of our audience tonight. And we'll move to council member discussion. I'll go ahead and start with you, Miss Debbie. If you have any comments.
I didn't have any comments on it. Thank you.
Okay. Wendy?
No comments.
Okay. Holger?
You know I do.
Me too.
No, just a couple observations. I mean, I totally agree with everything that you guys have said tonight here. I think currently we would like everybody to fill out a card just for that main purpose of having everybody's name and comment in the minutes. I think that's good to have, but also I see a lot of gray area there. And if your memory gets jogged, it gets jogged, right? So cards are great. Are they a must have for me? Not necessarily, because, like you said, as far as having public comment after the fact, after the discussion, I think that's going to open us up to much more lengthy back and forth conversations, which, I mean, we can debate certainly, but I think as far as the process goes currently, I'm happy with that as well. And that's just my 2 cents.
So my comments on this are, part of the reason this policy came into fruition is because we are trying to make an effort to do something that some of the constituents asked to do, right? We're trying to have Zoom. And with that is going to come some additional struggles. We know that. So we're trying to put something in place to prevent some potential fallout or issues that could come from that. That being said, I would like for us to be able to continue to have at times a more relaxed meeting. We're a small town and a small community, and I appreciate some of the back and forth that happens. The problem with that to me is not everybody feels that way. Some people want us to go by the absolute letter of our policies. They want us to cross every T and dot every I and do everything exactly the way it's written up to do. So that introduces having more rules and regulations, which reduces, in my mind, the ability to have a more relaxed meeting, to your guys' point, which is kind of what we have now, right? So it's kind of like, I look at it like trying to appease 2 separate sides of the coin in how we approach our meetings. And that puts the council in a really difficult position. So I'm in favor of having a policy in place where we request the comment card. However, as an elected official, I am not going to deny anybody the right to make a comment because they didn't fill out a comment card. So that's where I'm standing on that. And Andreas, you look like you have some feedback.
Sure, I think we could change the word shall to should submit.
Perfect. Does that
And
feel
that
right
builds in
to
some
the council?
flexibility.
Okay, so that takes care of that. And then the part about the comments happening after the discussion, I definitely see where that could be beneficial. However, traditionally, I'm unaware of our city ever doing it that way. Am I wrong in that? I mean, even coming to city council meetings many years ago, it was definitely more lawless than it is now. I've never seen that happen. So I'm not saying that that's not a good idea. Um, hey, Mike, thank you. It's super distracting for me, to have chatter. So I don't think that that's necessarily a bad idea, but I'm guessing our predecessors have a reason they have not done it that way. Are you aware, Andreas, do you have any other city that does it in that way? No.
No,
I'm guessing it could bring up a lot of,
it's the back and forth concern that Councilmember Hornish brought up.
okay,
And the only time we've come close to having a non-traditional structured public comment is, you'll remember back to the rate setting workshop we had a few months back where we broke the item up into multiple public comment periods. That's the closest I can think of where we would have deviated to all public comment right at the start.
okay, that makes sense. All right, so that's where I stand. So I think with changing the word should from shall to should in this policy, and we don't have to bring it back to do that, right? We can make
Yeah,
that
you can approve it with that.
with that
edit.
amendment. Okay. That works for me. What do you guys think? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, well, looking for a motion then.
I'll make a motion to approve city council policy regarding public comment at meetings as amended.
I second.
Councilmember Bottomley,
I,
Councilmember Dell,
Aye.
Councilmember Hornish,
Aye.
Mayor Cranford.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move to. Let's go ahead and move to city manager's report, and then we'll hit mayor and council member communications and report.
Thank you. Not a lot of time's passed since our last meeting, but I did reach out to Caltrans and got some clarification on what's still to come regarding the walkway, and they still have a couple weeks left. Caltrans does, of placing signs, placing pedestrian traffic ahead type of warning signs. Also signs that limit the path to foot traffic and bicycle traffic only. They're talking about putting up soft bollards to prohibit any vehicles from going on it. He's looking into that right now. I have a phone call in to find out our latest traffic study. 449, they don't handle our city, so I'm looking into when the last time we did that was as well and seeing what it's gonna take to get that updated. Other than that, I'm still working on the pool issue that you asked me to look into and some other things going on with the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to mayor and council member reports and agenda items, future agenda items. Debbie, we'll start with you.
Nothing to report or add to the next agenda.
Thank you. Wendy,
nothing to report or add.
thank you.
Nothing.
And I don't have anything since 4 or 5 days ago, whenever we were all here, at this time. So with that, we will move to closed session. Before we move to closed session, I just want to take public comment on any closed session listed here. No? Okay, we'll close public comment and then we'll go ahead and move to closed session. thing, oh, there it is. What time is it? 7:52. No reportable action taken from closed session. We're gonna be adjourning this meeting at 7:52 PM. I did it.
You did it.